Hello, my name is Cassandra Struble. I am the owner of Complete Life Balance Yoga. Today I am here to talk about another of my favorite props, the bolster. So as you can see, we have several different sizes here. So we have one that is just a heart-shaped cuff that you can just gently set on. We have one that is a bigger, thicker block. It's a little bit more dense. However, it is a lot bigger in width. And then we have a smaller bolster here, same thing, but you can just see the size different. Maybe you can't because they're both dark. So different sizes here, as well as what I'm sitting on. The reason I love bolsters is for a lot of great reasons. Most props are used to kind of get you deeper into a posture or, help assist with things. A bolster is simply here to help us relax. However, when we think about relaxing, we can think about relaxing in a lot of different ways. Because the number one reason I love bolsters is the fact that we have the ability to really change the way we're sitting when we're sitting maybe cross-legged or our feet out in front. So if we think about it and we go, maybe we sit somewhere in our room and we go and we bring our knees in and we're like, oh, that's really uncomfortable. I feel all of my body pulling forward. It might be just because of the way our hips are sitting, or maybe it's because there's a little bit of tension there. What a bolster is going to do is it's going to allow us to kind of raise our hips up, which allow us to work on our posture with our shoulders over our hips. And we can even get deeper into different things that are more comfortable, and it will kind of add a little bit to other postures. So one of them is our seated forward fold. We are sitting on this bolster, however, our hips are having more space, and it's giving more space to elongate the back of our legs. So it can kind of change how we feel in that posture, as opposed to maybe sitting on the ground and really lurching into our back, expanding where we're not trying to go in either our forward fold or just an easy seated posture. Now, for me, when I first started yoga, having major back surgery, sitting with my legs crossed, it's very uncomfortable. My hips would start to burn, and I'd be sitting there the whole time being like, oh, everybody looks really relaxed. And, oh my gosh, I just want my hips to stop burning. So one of those things I learned was just adding a bolster. What the bolster does is it just ups our hips and allows us to have a little bit more room in front of us. So even if we're not a person who commonly would like to come to the ground, any type of, practice, it gives you an opportunity to kind of bring the ground softly up to you, as well as give you something to kind of make you feel more comfortable so you can enjoy postures a little differently. You can also use a bolster in a lot of different ways. If you are trying to protect maybe your knees or your wrists, we'll start off with first our wrists. And so my absolute favorite posture is our cat-cow. But if you have maybe a little bit of tension in our wrists or our elbows, it can kind of be a little bit uncomfortable, and we could spend the whole time focusing on that as opposed to what we're really trying to help our spine. So we can just bring the bolster out onto our hands, and we can use it to kind of adjust our wrists so that maybe we don't feel that tension. Maybe we need to take it back. Maybe we really just need to take all that weight off of our hips. But as we are rolling through our cat-cow, it's just going to allow our wrists to not be flat on the ground and really pushing through. So I always like a bolster here if we're trying to protect our wrists, or maybe we're just kind of sore. The other thing we can do is use it under our knees. So it gives our knees a soft landing place. So we can maybe have somebody who we're working with and ourselves, and we just have a lot of pain when we come down onto our knees. So what the bolster will allow us to do is give a soft landing here. It can kind of caress those knees, fingers wide in that cat-cow. The only time we're putting weight on our wrist is when we take our cow. And then as we take a cat, we can take it back on our bottoms back, taking that weight off our wrists and our elbows. So it's just something that, again, can bring great comfort. And lastly, my favorite thing about our bolster is our end savasana or yoga nap or meditation. And it can actually then become a nice pillow. So when we come down for our final resting pose, and we want to be as comfortable as we can be before we start, and we're kind of feeling around in our body, we can kind of use that bolster to really cradle our neck, get really comfortable. Maybe it's going to be a longer meditation. We're not in the mood to be seated. However, it can kind of allow us to get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more settled in our meditation. So, as you can see, I love blocks. However, bolsters are often where it is at because it allows us to nicely just feel comfortable in any type of posture that we're moving to. It also allows us to feel a little bit of softness. You never know what surface we're going to be practicing on. So giving ourselves a bolster even to sit on is great. It allows your meditation to feel a little bit more comfortable and relaxed. And again, not sitting in our hips, like feeling around, or our knees. It just kind of takes that pressure off. So if you're looking to buy a yoga supply, I highly recommend getting your bolster. They are well worth the investment. And whatever color, whatever size, they're all available. I would highly recommend getting one. I thank you, as always, for joining me. Again, my name is Cassandra, and I am the owner of Complete Life Balance. I hope that you have a peaceful day.